Field Spectrum is an alternative spectral clip view and timeline for Ableton Live. It is fully accessible to blind, visually impaired, and sighted users. It is designed for field recordists, featuring fast analysis, a fluid and responsive display, 11 color themes including options for color blindness, very low CPU and RAM usage, and is optimized for working with long audio files. Field Spectrum includes a lightweight audio classification model that analyzes the audio and detects points of interest, organizing them into categories. It interfaces with popular screen readers such as VoiceOver and NVDA and can be fully controlled via keyboard shortcuts or tabbing, allowing blind and visually impaired users to browse, filter, and navigate audio content through structured, accessible audio feedback and navigation cues. The model does not require an internet connection, making it suitable for use in the field or in remote places. Alongside Field Spectrum, I'm also releasing Frog, an open-source, high-resolution, accessible field recorder. This will be covered in a separate video. Throughout the video, I will mention some of the important keyboard shortcuts. In the description, there's a link to a video that covers the full shortcut list. Special thanks goes to Burgess, accessibility consultant from Raised Bar, for his invaluable advice and generosity in sharing his expertise on making audio technology truly accessible. Once the device is loaded, you can press Shift-Ctrl-V if you're using a screen reader to turn on narration and keyboard shortcuts. Otherwise, just click the symbol to open the floating window. Field Spectrum can be used in both Session and Arrangement view, but it is recommended to use Session view because it provides an easier overview of multiple files. Once an audio clip is selected, pressing Shift+1 or using the Analyze button will analyze the selected file. Field Spectrum is optimized for working with unwarped audio clips, since warping alters the timing of the original audio and may not be wanted in a field recording audition context. There is an auto unwarp option in the settings, which I'll go over later. The display drop-down menu lets you choose how the signal is visualized: stereo, left, right, or max. Max combines both channels by showing the strongest energy at each frequency bin between left and right, effectively displaying the most prominent spectral content of the stereo signal as a single unified view. Zooming in and out can be done either via the zoom controls or by using the Alt option and +- keys. Scrolling around can be done either through the overview control or by using the two-finger horizontal swipe gesture. Playing the analyzed audio clip stays in sync with the spectrogram, so you can control the playback position from either the interface or directly from the clip itself. If you're using the keyboard shortcuts, you can skip the playhead backwards or forwards with Alt-Shift-K or L on Mac and Control-Shift-K or L on Windows. The same applies for pitch and gain. When adjusting pitch in either the clip or the interface, the spectrogram updates accordingly in real time. This is especially useful when pitching down high sample rate recordings. If you're using the keyboard shortcuts, pitch can be adjusted with Alt-Shift-A and D on Mac and Control-Shift-A and D on Windows. Gain can be adjusted with Alt-Shift-F and G on Mac and Control-Shift-F and G on Windows. It is also possible to loop and crop sections of an audio clip. For screen reader users, you can create a selection from the current playhead position onwards using the N and H keys. The loop can be then toggled by pressing T, and the selection can be cropped into a new audio clip with Alt-Shift-O on Mac or Ctrl-Shift-O on Windows. For interface users, selections are made by holding Shift and dragging with the mouse. Looping can be enabled using the Loop button, and cropping can be done via the right-click context menu by selecting Crop. You can also zoom directly into a selection by using the Zoom selection to fill the view with the selected region. The Range drop-down menu allows you to focus on specific frequency bands, such as those associated with birds, bats, rodents, and more. This makes it easier to isolate and analyze relevant spectral content within a targeted frequency range. The Follow button keeps the spectrogram view in sync with the playback when you're zoomed in, automatically scrolling the display to track the current audio position as the clip plays. Adding, renaming, and deleting markers can be done through the context menu. Markers are automatically saved and loaded with the cache. If you're using a screen reader, you can add a marker with Shift+7. Delete marker is available with Alt-Shift+7 on Mac and Ctrl-Shift+7 on Windows, while delete all markers uses Alt-Shift+8 on Mac and Ctrl-Shift+8 on Windows. Shift+8 and 9 navigates through the markers. The classification model analyzes the audio clip and detects points of interest, grouping them into categories for easier browsing and navigation. After analyzing a clip, if you're using a screen reader, press Shift+2 to choose a category and adjust the sensitivity using the comma and period keys. Shift+3 and Shift+4 navigates through the detected points, Shift+5 announces details about the selected point, and Shift+6 moves the playhead to the selected position. If you're using the interface visually, the same functions can be accessed directly with the mouse through the category and detection controls in the device interface. It is also possible to export a CSV file containing all detected points for further inspection or data analysis purposes by clicking the CSV button. If you're using a screen reader, this function can be accessed by tabbing through the interface. The FFT section in the Settings window lets you control how the analysis is calculated and displayed. FFT size controls how detailed the frequency analysis is. Higher values shows more frequency detail, while lower values react faster over time. Hop size controls how often the analysis is updated. Smaller values makes the display smoother and more detailed, while larger values reduce processing load. Pins define how many frequency bands are shown. More means finer detail, fewer gives a simpler view. Scale changes how frequencies are distributed, giving more emphasis to either the low or high range depending on the selected mode. The Filter section lets you toggle a pre-emphasis filter, a denoiser, and interpolation. These tools only affect the visual display and do not change the audio itself. The pre-emphasis filter boosts higher frequencies and reduces the impact of lower frequencies, making subtle high-frequency detail easier to see. The denoiser helps reduce visual noise in the spectrogram so the main signal stands out more clearly. Interpolation smooths the display by filling the gaps between data points, creating a more continuous visual representation. The dynamic range lets you control how much difference in intensity is shown in the spectrogram, essentially adjusting how much of the quiet and loud detail is visible at the same time. The gamma parameter adjusts how brightness is distributed across the display, allowing you to bring out either softer details or emphasize stronger signals depending on the settings. When clip focus is enabled, the analyzed clip will always resume playback whenever the transport is restarted, even if another clip was launched in the meantime. This helps prevent losing track of the current file when working with large collections of recordings where clip names may be ambiguous. Auto Unwarp toggles whether the clips are automatically unwarped before analysis. Auto Analyze controls whether the clips are automatically analyzed when selected, removing the need to trigger analysis manually. Screen reader users can access these functions via tabbing. Solidarity is a weapon. Like all my devices, Field Spectrum is available as either free or paid download. Both versions are identical. It's simply a way to make sure that everyone can access it, regardless of their ability to support my work.